Do you mind my asking what made I not that I would disagree with them, but what qualifications or what about your personality or background made
Well,
PMI
I
say
mean,
this is the guy we're
yeah, I
looking
think
for?
that's a real fair question. I don't think people understand that my pension is not working. I never was a big fan of it. So I found that this idea of certification set me up in a no work kind of an environment where I became a catalyst. I became a reference point for people to become certified. And I found that it gave me, it's sort of like a giant Toastmasters club is what it
Mm-hmm.
amounts to for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend well, now I spend all my time just doing what you and I are doing, and that is spreading the word, talking to
So
people
you've
about
gone
what
from
works.
technical engineering to what we call nowadays social engineering.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good term.
Yeah.
PMI keeps circling the wagons and making up new terms as they
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
but I think that's a good one. I think
I
social
call
engineering is
some
a
people
good
call
one.
it buzzword bingo, but we amongst us, I like to call it bullshit bingo. Not that it's bullshit, but if you use the terminology and don't know what it means, then it's bullshit. But
Yeah. Oh, well, I've always believed if I can't dazzle them with brilliance, I'm going to baffle them with bullshit. I mean, no doubt about that.
so, but you know what? You have a great wit and self humor about yourself. But you said you trained earned value, which is probably one of the most difficult and dry things to train. How did that jive with your outgoing and witty personality? You must have found, because obviously you must have done good if they kept you doing it such a long time.
Yeah, well, what I found, it was actually a perfect fit because most of the people I trained hated the idea of earned value. That
Yeah.
they ran. It's like when you turn the lights on and cockroaches
Oh,
scatter.
absolutely. Actually,
That's
very few
that's
companies
the way
today
it
even
was.
know how to do it because it's
Oh,
just it's ugh. But I think it's a great concept, but very few people manage to get it on the ground. So you committing yourself to that says a lot of, actually, quite a bit positive things about you. So did you? I'm assuming you managed to find a way so people could actually pragmatically use it.
yeah, I actually converted people. I mean, I should have been a pastor. They were starting to come over in droves because I think I'm a big fan of earned value in terms of what it can do. It's a little complex sometimes, but the fact of the matter is, once you explain and do it with a sense of humor, obviously I use humor as one of my mechanisms to get people to come along. But once you do that and they grasp the concept of earned value, then they begin to see what the value is, and it's
Yeah.
pretty substantial. But
Yeah.
it does scare people off. There's no doubt
I,
about it.
you know, this is how when I teach earned value, and I'm nowhere close to your level of understanding of earned value, but I'm a big fan of it. I often tell them, says, you know what, the first 15 minutes I'm going to talk to you about earned value. What you think is going to be difficult is vocabulary, because it's new vocabulary, and kind of looking behind the curtains. It's kind of that Wizard of Oz principle, right? And once you look behind the curtain and you realize it's basically simple math, subtraction, and division,
Yeah.
and a couple buzzwords, and it makes a lot of sense, you're going to discover the true difficulty of earned value. And it has nothing to do with the process of earned value. It has to do with the fact that very few projects, even today, have the capability of chunking scope, time, and cost in such a manner that you can even measure it. That
Yeah.
level of
No, I
detail,
agree.
people are hesitant to do it, and then of course with agile they say, we don't need that, which is not true. There's a huge element of earned value in the burn down charts of agile thinking.
Of
So
course.
yeah,